Hello and welcome back to the channel. Today I'm going to show you step-by-step how to start a programming blog. So what we're going to cover today is simply what is a programming blog with a few examples, how to pick a niche and why you need to pick a niche in a large topic like programming, how to niche down, and how to get web hosting. After that, we are going to install WordPress and install a free and premium WordPress theme. As you can see, the second link in the description. After that, we're going to talk about some important changes that you absolutely have to make to your website, and then how to start writing. After that, we're going to talk about different ways that you can make money with your website. I do have the third link in the description that will help you out with that. Also, why you need to share your content on social media, and about how many blog posts you need to write before you decide to give up or continue on. Now, I do have 3 links in the description that are going to help you get up and running and what I'll refer to throughout this video. All right, first things first, what is a programming blog? A programming blog is simply a blog where you answer questions and you solve problems within the programming niche. For example, people are coming to the internet and they maybe want to learn more about the Python 3 math module, and you are simply going to answer questions regarding that niche. So what I recommend that you do is to niche down and talk about a subtopic or subsection of the programming niche. As you know, it's really broad. You could talk about everything else from JavaScript to Node.js. You can talk about different frameworks. You can talk about being a new blogger or being a new coder or programmer in the business world, because it's much different than out there in the college higher learning, even if you are a self-taught programmer. If we take a look at this blog right here, this is a good example of a blog where you could replicate. Now, obviously you don't want to copy anyone's content, but as you can see, if we look at this, they're talking about all sorts of stuff. One, they're talking about OpenAI. If we scroll down here, they're talking about spaghetti code. If we scroll down even more, they're talking about the math module, Python 3 math module. Even if we go a little bit further, they are talking about they're actually talking about getting started as a new developer, as I mentioned. And what I recommend that you do is a new blog or website, you simply pick one of these topics and create content. The reason why you want to do it this way is you have no domain authority in the very beginning. People don't really know that much about you and they don't trust your content. It's going to take a while before Google trusts your content enough to show it to their customers. And so you should niche down and really focus on a topic. To help further illustrate that point, if we just search the keyword programming, the keyword difficulty is 89 out of 100. So on a scale of 0 to 100, it is 89. So on a scale of 0 to 100, 89 is pretty difficult. If we niche down and we talk about something like Python 3, you can see it actually gets a little bit more difficult because more people are talking about Python 3. And then if we niche down even more, you can see Python 3 math module. You could create content and it's relatively easy if you are talking about the Python 3 math module. As you can see, step by step, that is a good example of how to niche down. If we jump back over to our slide deck here, the next thing we want to get is web hosting. You need web hosting for your website to be seen on the internet. What you're going to do is you're going to click the first link in the description and you are actually going to pay or rent hard drive space from a web hosting provider. The web hosting provider will take care of making sure your website shows up on the internet, and you are just basically going to manage the file so that you are blogging and all of that good stuff. Now, what you're going to do is you're actually going to click the first link in the description and you can get a domain name for free for the first year. The domain name is simply the name that people refer to your website by. For example, this website is called betterprogramming.pub or PUB. That is the domain name, and you'll get one of those for yourself for free when you click that first link in the description. So what I'm actually going to do is I'm actually going to walk you through the steps of getting web hosting in your domain name right now. When you click that link, you'll be taken to this website where you'll go ahead and click Get Started. What I recommend is to click the first one on the far left, the basic plan, if you're just getting started with a website. As you can see, there are a number of options, but click that, click Select, and then move on. Here you're going to create a domain name. If you have one in mind, you can type it in here like you see that I do. What I recommend is try and find a domain name that's going to be related to your niche. Now, what I do is I type in a domain name that I know is already taken. When it's taken, you're going to get this error. What you can then do is go back and try different domains. Now, make sure, again, you want to pick one that's related to your niche. Click Next, and then you're going to see a green box that says that it's approved. The next step is simply to go through and enter in your contact information. Make sure that when you scroll down here, make sure that you leave all of the settings on. But again, enter in your contact information, the settings right here where it says domain privacy, leave all of this checked. If you don't leave it checked, you're going to get people reaching out to you, spamming you, emailing you, trying to get you to sign up for web hosting. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and sign up and then jump back to you once I sign on and move to the next step. All right, so I've signed up and I'm going to go ahead and set up my website initially. Just create a simple username and password, make sure it meets the requirements there, and then move on. Make sure that you write it down too. Write it down in a safe spot so that you have it and you remember it, because it can be a pain to go ahead and get everything back. You're going to have to enter in like some vital information, but just make sure that you write it down. It's really easy and really simple. Now, one thing that I do want to note is that this part is not sped up at all. This is actual real time, and you can see that you'll go from absolutely nothing to a complete website in less than probably 10 minutes. And once you click submit, you're going to move on to the next step where you get to log in. Here is where you're actually going to start creating your WordPress website. Now, the great thing is Bluehost really does everything for you, and it's really simple. So again, I'm not speeding this up at all, and I want you to see what it really takes to create a website. Bluehost is going to do a little bit of work in the background for you, and we're just going to actually click on skip this step. This one, first one I clicked on start a blog, but for the next step, just click skip, because we know what we're doing, and I'm actually going to tell you what to do so that we can get up and running. Click get started right here on the left hand side, and then move on. Just click skip here and click skip here. And then just pick the first one on the far left. Make sure that you're picking a free theme, because they'll charge you. They have both free and premium themes, which I'll talk about in just a moment. So right now, it's actually creating your WordPress website. In just a few moments, you're going to click on log in to WordPress on the right-hand side there. You'll see it in just a second. And then we can actually start looking at some basic configurations. All right, so we click log in, and now we actually have a WordPress website. What may need to happen is you may need to click refresh a few times to get it to work, but now we have our website, as you can see. Now what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to log in and delete a few plugins, because right now it has the coming soon. And so if someone tried to get to your website at this moment, it's going to say coming soon to them, even though we can see it. This is what your WordPress website looks like, but for everyone else outside of your network, it's going to say coming soon. So what we're going to do is we're going to go down to plugins eventually, and we're going to delete some of the plugins that we don't need. Now, I talk a little bit about plugins later on, but plugins add additional features and functionality. We are going to deactivate the Bluehost as well as the other plugins that are already activated, and then we can go through and make the necessary changes, which I'll cover in just a moment. So we're going to deactivate them and then delete them. Now, you want to make sure that you only have the plugins that you're using on your website. The more plugins you have, the slower your website's going to respond and function, and you're going to lose out on ranking. So make sure you have a lean setup, very few plugins, and then move on. As you can see right now, I'm just simply deleting some stuff that you don't need. If you want to, you could keep them, but obviously if you're just getting started, you don't need this other stuff. What's more important is the themes that we're going to talk about in just a moment, as well as getting writing. So I'm just going to go ahead and delete those, deactivate them. And then we're actually going to start moving on to settings, which you see right here. All right, so let's go ahead and make some changes that we absolutely have to make so that you can start getting traffic. The first thing that you want to do is you want to change your site title. Your site title is going to be the title of your website. You can make this basically your domain name. For example, my domain name is Web Hosting Rewind, and you can see that's my site title. And then the tagline is basically what your website's all about in a very succinct manner. As you can see here, mine says, get the latest news and info on all things web hosting. What you want to do is make sure that yours is relevant to your niche. For example, if you are creating content about makeup, you can say, come here for the latest tips and tricks for all things makeup. Next, you want to make sure that your WordPress address is HTTPS and not HTTP. Make sure your site address is HTTPS as well. And then the administration email should automatically be set. Uncheck the membership so that anyone can register. Make sure that this is unchecked. If we scroll down here, you want to change your time zone to your time zone. There are all sorts of them here. Next, you want to make sure that you have your date format set to the way you want, and then go ahead and click save. If we go down to writing, there isn't anything in writing that we need to change. After that, we're going to go to reading. In reading, very important, you want to make sure that your homepage displays to your latest post. That's the first thing. And the second one is you want to make sure that your search engine visibility is unchecked. Do not check this. Discourage search engines from indexing this site. You do not want this, because if this is checked, people aren't going to be able to find your website, and everything that we do after this is going to be a waste. So go ahead and click save. This should be unchecked. Next, if we go down to discussion, there really isn't anything that we need to change here. Media, we can leave this as is, and then permalinks is going to be really important. Right now, your permalinks are set to plain. You want to change it to post name. This is done for search engine optimization. What's going to happen is when we create a new blog post, we are going to make it so that it's search engine optimized. We're going to use the keyword in our title, and that keyword is going to show up right here as well. And this is called search engine optimization. Make sure that it's set to post name, and then go ahead and click save. And really, that's everything that you need to do to make sure that you start getting traffic. All right, so we've installed WordPress. We've installed the WordPress theme. We've actually installed the free theme. I'll show you how to get a premium theme in just a second. We've made a few changes to our website so that we can start getting traffic. All right, so right now you have a free WordPress theme. That theme is very boring. It's very bland, and it doesn't encourage your consumers to click on anything. What I recommend that you do is go out and get a premium WordPress theme. If you click that second link in the description, it'll take you to this website where you can get a premium WordPress theme. When you click that link, you can come here and we'll type in programming, hit enter, and you could potentially find WordPress themes that are related to programming. And so what you're going to do is you're going to go through and find themes that you are interested in, and you are simply going to add one to the cart. When you add it to the cart, you are going to check out and pay for that theme. Once you pay for that theme, you are going to download a zip file to your computer. You're going to unpack or unzip that zip file, and there's going to be a second zip file. We're going to take that second zip file, and we are going to install it into our WordPress website. And to do that, we are going to go to Appearance, and we're going to click on Themes. When we click on Themes, we're going to click on Add New. When we click on Add New, we're going to click on Upload Theme, and then we are going to drag and drop that second zip file right here, or you can click on Choose File and find it manually. Regardless of the method, you're going to click on Install Now and then Activate. Once you click on Activate, you are going to have a brand new WordPress theme right on your computer. And then the next step, if we go back over to our slide deck, is to start writing. Now I get 3 questions when it comes to writing. How long should my blog post be? How do I start writing? And how many blog posts should I write? We're going to go ahead and answer those first 2 right now. The first one is, how do I start writing? To start writing, we're going to go up to Posts and click on All Post. And then we are going to click on Add New, and then we have a brand new blog post. What you will want to do is you will want to make the title of your blog post one of the keywords that you found over here. For example, if we go back over to this one and we click on Matching Terms, we would want to make the title of our blog post Python 3 Download. So if we copy this, and we're going to go back over to our WordPress website, and we're going to paste it in. And what we're going to do is obviously make sure that we have the correct words capitalized, and we're going to say Python 3 download, download the file instantly. Okay, and so the reason why we're doing it this way is so that our keyword that we want to rank for, we want to rank in Google for, is here at the front. And then the second half is designed to get our customers to click. So now that we have that, the next question is really, how do I start writing, and how long should my blog post be? Now, in my opinion, the blog post should only be as long as it needs to be to answer the question and solve the problem. And to figure that out, we're simply going to copy our keyword once again, and we are going to paste it right here in our search bar. And what we'd want to do is we'd want to find relevant blog posts so that we can actually see, if we click on this, for example, we can actually see how long their blog posts are. And what we'd want to do, now this isn't a great example because this simply is about downloading Python 3. What we can do is we can copy this and then right click to get an idea of the number of words. So if we were trying to rank for the Python 3 download, we'd want to write at least a 2,500 word blog post so that we have the best potential to rank. And to do that, we're going to jump back over to our post here. We are going to brainstorm. Before we write our first sentence about the Python 3 download, we need to brainstorm and think about the questions that people are going to be asking. Now, this is for any programming-based question. You could be writing about Node.js and changes there. You could be writing about the Angular framework or whatever it may be. What I like to do is I like to take 10 minutes and just do a simple brainstorming session where I do who, what, when, where, why, and how. And so basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend 10 or 15 minutes and I'm just going to answer these questions. We can say, what is Python 3? Why do we need the latest version of Python? We might even ask ourselves, do we need the latest version of Python? Do we need Python 3 or is 2 okay? Maybe what are the newest features? What are the new features included with Python 3. Now, when you are brainstorming, it is very important to realize that you do not have to worry about spelling. You just want to get your ideas and thoughts on paper so that you can work through them at the next stage and you can actually write much faster. But this is how you write, and this is how long you should write. Look at your competitors and also do this brainstorming session for 10 or 15 minutes. Once you do that, you're going to simply keep the good ideas and delete the bad ones. Maybe this one right here, what are the new features included in Python 3? Maybe that has nothing to do with our keyword, so we just delete it. The ones that we are going to keep, we're simply going to turn these into H2s. As you can see, that's an H2. This is an H1. In theory, you should only have one H1 per blog post, but if you have more than one, that's up to you. So here we go. Do we need Python 3 or is 2 okay? What we're simply going to do is we are just going to answer the question. We may say something like, you need Python 3 if you are running the latest version of Mac OS, we'll say, Mac OS. Now, that's probably not the truth, but this is just an example. And so what you're going to do is you're simply going to go through and answer questions and solve your customer's problem. Once you're done, you are going to go ahead and click publish. And once you click publish, your website will be available for the world to see and read. The next step, if we go back over to our slide deck, the next step is to simply look at different ways to make money. There are a number of ways to make money with your website. One of the easiest ways is simply with placing ads right on your website. Now, if we go back over here, I don't think that they're doing it, but you can work with different ad agencies to place ads right on your website. One of the most popular ones that a lot of bloggers use is Google Adsense. Now, the cool thing with Google Adsense is it's tied right into Google, and you go through the get started process, and you can have ads automatically placed right on your website. The only drawback to Google Adsense is that they don't pay you very much in the very beginning. But what you can do is you can move on to other ad networks once you start getting significant traffic. If you get 50,000 page views per month, you can move on to something like Mediavine, you can move on to Azoic, you can move on to AdThrive, and they're going to pay you a significantly more amount of money. So that is just one way. Another way that you can make money is simply with affiliate marketing. With affiliate marketing, you are recommending or selling other people's products and services. And the way that it works is you are going to go out and find programs, products, services, and companies that are in line or congruent with your target audience. You are going to sign up to become an affiliate, and then you are going to get affiliate links that you can place in your website. Now, the key to affiliate marketing is going out and finding affiliate programs that are congruent with your target audience. Since we are in the programming niche, you want to make sure that you are promoting things that are relevant. Maybe there's software out there that's going to help them code faster. Maybe there's subscriptions where they're getting newsletters, or maybe even different computers and mouse and mice and Macs will help them. It would not help you at all if you promoted basket weaving to a bunch of programmers, because they're not going to be interested in buying. What they may buy is a course on programming, a course on Angular or Python 3, something along those lines. They may buy that. If you want to learn more about affiliate marketing, click the third link in the description. That third link will lead you to a free course where you'll learn affiliate marketing step by step. Another way that you can make money with your website is simply by selling physical and digital products. You could actually create your own courses and sell them right through your WordPress website. That's outside the scope of this video, but that's an opportunity as well. And then the next thing that we want to cover is sharing your content on social media. In the very beginning, it is very important that you share your content on social media so that you can start getting traffic. When you first launch a website, you are initially placed in what's called a sandbox, where Google is comparing your content to the content that's already out there on the market, and they're looking to see that you are adding value and adding quality and not just doing more of the same. And so what you'll want to do to start getting traffic and show Google that you do have quality content is sharing it in different social media sites like Instagram and LinkedIn and TikTok and Facebook, anywhere where there is a relevant amount of people, anywhere where your target audience is where you want to share it. Now, it will not make sense if you share your content on a Reddit subreddit about crocheting and you are creating content about programming. Nobody will click and watch. So make sure that you are finding relevant subreddits. After that, the final question that we get today is about how many blog posts should I write before I give up and throw in the towel. In my opinion, you should write at least 50 blog posts before making a decision one way or another. The reason why I think 50 is a good number is simply it gives yourself enough time, it gives Google enough time, it gives you enough opportunity to start ranking for some of those earlier keywords. You are actually going to be seen as a subject matter expert if you can get to 50 blog posts. A lot of people don't get past 25, and so if you can do 50, that's going to help you really establish credibility. And in addition, it's going to help you write better. Oftentimes when we first get started writing blogs, they're not very good. But if you can get to that 50th blog and you improve on your writing step by step, you can start making money. Now be sure to click the 3 links in the description, as they're going to help you get up and running. That first link is going to help you with web hosting. The second link is going to actually help you get a premium WordPress theme. And the third link will actually take you over to a free affiliate marketing course. Be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to be notified when I upload my next video. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you tomorrow.